Yeah, there we go. Fuck. Sorry about that, everybody. That was my fault. I apologize to you guys about a small technical difficulty that turned into 30 minutes of hell. So
It still says off air for me.
no, it
No,
says
we're live on my end, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
so. Man, you making me look bad, man. So everybody, I guess this chat will be a really light one, since can't figure out where the fuck. What's going on? What's new with everybody?
We got topics this time, and
Dude,
we're supposed to set a timer. 15, 20 minutes?
All that could fit on the post-it note.
oh goddamn, you guys are prepared. Shit. How come I didn't get a post-it note?
I mean, if you want one, I can send you.
I don't know. I didn't get a post-it note. Apparently, it's a Jason-only invite.
Shut up, fool. I was just writing stuff down.
So what's the first topic? I hope I can keep up.
Well, first
yeah.
Things. The reason why we couldn't do it tomorrow is because I'm closing on my house tomorrow. So no.
Oh, congrats, dude!
Yeah, awesome. It's gonna be great. That way, everybody can come up on the 4th, crash my place. We can go shoot some shit and tear up some stuff.
Hell yeah!
Woo!
Anyway, slings. Topics are slings, micro carries, and also gear update, gear check.
Gear update, gear check. All right. All right. So slings. I'm a 2-point sling guy on a rifle. I'm not a 1-point one. I'm a 2-point. If I want something that's akin to a 1-point sling, I just take my arm out of the fucking sling and it runs around my neck.
It doesn't matter to me. What we normally run is 2-point slings, obviously, because I don't feel like hitting myself in the dick.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just gonna be a lot of surface area going on, so yeah, I'm all right with that. But 1-point slings in the event of emergency or a truck gun, I will absolutely do because it's better than nothing. But I mean, that's only in that. My carry that I carry with me, 7 days a week, varies between Glock 19, Springfield XDS, and then the Springfield XD. I am currently building a new Glock 26, a North whatever, milled slide for a shield MS. And then I'm also, but that's going to take a while. Next week, I'm going to pick up the VP9SK.
Yeah, we already went off topic.
No, that's slings and stuff. That's just whatever. But yeah, for truck guns, dude, absolutely, I'll run a 1-point sling. Is what it is.
I'm working to get to that point. Basically handguns at the moment. The truck gun kind of thing, especially in Pennsylvania, it has pistol is okay, or again SBR is okay, loaded. So it's just basically which route at this point.
Right. But you and your Batman utility belt of 14 guns, 3 knives, and 86.
I'm still trying to work on
back pocket with a drum.
Right.
So
back left pocket.
So basically, weekdays it is only 1. On weekends it's 2, and I'm trying to figure out a way to do 3, just to see if I can do it.
What, bruh? That's crazy. Like I struggle with the Glock 19 and spare mag I have. Like Jason too. Like I'm just like, what? A third gun? Like, come on. The dude, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
You only have 2 hands.
Like if you can, so the third one is so I have sitting around. I have a filster for like a J frame. So basically, a third gun would be a J frame, and I don't. I'm thinking that it'd be something that, as far as like, I would have to alter the two guns. So it'd be basically the J frame on my ankle, and then it would be the filster. So as far as the other filster holster I have, the shield on as appendix, and then of course my normal P30. So, but right
Listen,
now it's the
listen,
32 and the P30.
I'm gonna clown you because you can't
I'm
do
pretty comfortable.
any.
Which belt is this? This is the, so I have the regular, as far as the regular, if you guys can see that, the regular
Yeah.
Aries, which is fine. And then I have the enhanced. So when I'm carrying two guns, you need a little bit thicker belt for that. So I know it's dorky as fuck, but I don't care. I do
Yeah.
it. I have no idea.
Explain this. What happens? What happens if you get pulled over and they say, "Sir, can you please unload everything?" The cop's gonna
Well,
like you're gonna
it's a good story. So I basically I say, though I don't work at currently, but I can say I'm armed security, because I'm licensed in my state. I can say I'm a firearms instructor, though I don't teach. I am certified. And I work for a defense contractor, so sometimes shit gets real.
It's like a bad episode of Homeland. Like I'm just
So
like
so
what are we doing in life? What are we doing in life if you need 3 weapons all the time? I'm gonna pull a Danny Glover and say I'm getting too old for this shit. Like this is crazy. Like,
the thing is so, but the running joke is again, if you guys ever get a chance, check out the Clint Smith video. He says if you're going to carry a backup gun, your backup gun should be more powerful than your primary. So that's why the 32 is there, is because it's more powerful than it's a running joke. So, but it happens to work.
I can't with y'all. Y'all out here doing much.
It's all, I'm telling you, it's all, so as long as the belts are cool, like as far, fuck, you can't really see it.
I need you to record you running a 40 with all of that shit on, and we need to know times, goddamn, because this
Dude,
is
it's really no issue. It's just basic. It's again, it's all about balance. So if on the left side, so I have a double.
That means you got to get 4 guns in the balance.
All right. So 4 guns that starts messing with mobility. So like 2 guns.
Sorry, what?
So 3 guns is pushing it too, but 2 guns is not actually as bad as you think it is. It's pretty balanced, and especially like with where the fuck is it?
This what happens when you don't have a hammer.
God damn it! I left the Glock in the back, but
It works though.
yeah, that's running in the filter. You guys see the whole setup and stuff. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but yeah, I do it during the weekends. And these days, I used to be able to do it every day. But I basically started last year, man. I started with the shield, and believe it or not, the shield is harder to carry as a secondary than the 19 or the 32 in this case.
We're not gonna call it a secondary for you. We're just gonna call it guns.
The other side of it is and the most, not that I think I'm ever gonna have to like a New York reload or anything like that, but I think it's really helpful for like other people who for example, like it's 2 people armed versus 1, in a situation of 2 heads or is better than 1 in this situation. So
I'm sorry, I thought you were full of Will Smith from Bad Boys 2 and shoot 2 guns. I was not aware.
Man, that's the one thing, like especially transitioning from like from 9mm to 357 SIG, that is it. Let's just say I need more time. I'm okay, but I feel like I can be better.
All right.
But I prefer. I'm way better than when I was carrying 40 at one time years
Listen,
ago.
man, I'm call you Billy from Bill's Cop 2. Remember how he had like crazy shit? He pulled out 44 from outside of his had like this other dirty Harry going on. Yeah, bro. You're now deemed as Billy from Beverly Hills Cop 2. I hear you. That's crazy.
Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I missed the movies. I haven't seen the movies, but I want to pull.
Did you see the video of the cop shooting through his windshield during that chase?
Oh God, that's a horrible video, man.
Las Vegas one. Listen.
Yeah, that's so fun.
So many.
I was like, it's hard for me to judge because it's like I'm not in that situation. But I was like, shoot through the windshield while driving, no hands. I was like,
Well, listen, man.
That's
he got the job done. There was no innocent bystanders. And next time when you're adrenaline the threat down, I understand that. But there are some things he easily could have shot out the tires. Came up to the rear quarter panel very easily. There's a lot of things that he could have done. The most embarrassing thing, I guess, that
the mag reload.
Right. The only mag was when he got out of the car and trying to put the mag, and he actually almost put the mag in backwards. So I mean, that was the only thing that I would critique on. Other than that, man, he did a stellar job. The situation was
that's the thing. Is like hard for me to say what I would do is like because I'm not in that situation.
Right.
Like to me, it looks unsafe, but they're taking fire. So
I mean, any gun.
I'll say my take after you guys.
Well, I mean, any gunfight is unsafe, bro. I mean, I don't care what it is.
Yeah. Every gunfight is unsafe, but again, as far as for example,
got my trigger in. Haha. Fuck you guys.
Oh, don't let that slam against the receiver, man.
Don't let that shit crack and then you be can't get it out. Yeah.
But so as far as that's concerned, that
I like
it's a little cringeworthy for me. It's different. It's not like it's almost like that guy watched the video of that one officer that was out in the middle of nowhere as basically a felon, and he was able to shoot his rifle through the front windshield. This case is but basically they were out in nowhere. This is a little bit different. Like, I mean, I could just see, the lawsuit or it's the potential lawsuit. I wouldn't want to be involved with that. You know what I'm saying? Also, the idea of, I mean, he's shooting, but it's not aimed fire. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt like though he was basically
I was like, oh shit, he goes right in the whip. He goes right in the whip.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like a situation of where like he's driving, he's obviously driving his SUV. Obviously the cop is in that vehicle. He has the advantage of obviously because he's chasing the guy. But I mean, for liability reasons, especially with deflection through windshields, you can't really account for the, I don't know. I don't
think he was thinking about all of that. The only thing to me it was just like shooting while driving because like when he got out, you can hear him yelling at people to get down because like he was popping off at the dude in the car and there were kind of people nearby and I was like, that's about it. Besides that, I can't really say too much.
Yeah, I mean, again, the situation was like you had obviously a fleeing felon, a guy who's obviously shooting at the police. Don't get me wrong. That might get you shot. Justifiably so.
Dude in Chicago.
It's just a situation of where, like, I'm just concerned for other people that may be, innocently, in the vicinity.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about the Chicago thing because like people might cuss me out for saying something.
Yeah, I saw the video. I mean, everyone saw the video. I mean, it's on video. I mean, what can you say? I mean, even if they were like pressing him, like you still can't. You draw down the cop like that. That's what's gonna happen.
I've only seen the snapshot. I didn't see the actual video.
Yeah, there's a video, but they didn't have audio, and that's what people are saying. But it's like at the same time, you can't pull out on cops like that.
He went to go reach for his gun. I'm sorry to say that.
Bro, that's when you gotta be smart, even though you know you're right. That's when you know, hey, if they take it, they take it.
I did hear that he had a FOID card, but not a permit within Illinois to carry. I don't know what they call it.
Doesn't matter. I'd rather take a ride downtown than a 6-foot casket trip deep. Like what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Make it home, man. That's one thing I teach whenever I give new shooters insight. Listen, avoid
the gunfight is the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, the gunfight is the last thing you want to do, especially with a police officer, because no matter what, it's going to be their word versus yours, and you'll always be wrong. But if that's the case, survive the encounter, man. Survive the encounter. It's not being a bitch about it. It's you live. All right. What's being a bitch about? Nothing.
Yeah.
Make it home. I'd rather go to jail and pay bail money than somebody sit there and handle my affairs and see if they're in order after an altercation. Like, are you crazy?
Yeah, especially in most states, if you have a FOID card, I mean, or at least in Pennsylvania, if you're, for example, I think it's like something like a misdemeanor, something along the lines of that. If you have a good attorney, you can kind of squash that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of that's.
But I mean, if you getting killed before you can see them, don't do you no good.
Dude could have easily just, okay, officer, I feel more comfortable if you remove. They're standing. I feel more comfortable if you remove my weapon off me, so I don't seem like a threat to you. Like, I would have done that easily.
I would have handled like, hey, let them do the thing. I'm on the left. I would call my lawyer up. Try to remember bad numbers, everything.
I would have told him, put me in handcuffs right now, so I don't seem like a threat to you. I'm like, come on, bro, what?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the video. I only saw the photo of the one photo where it looks like he's drawing. That's the only snapshot I saw from the side, I guess. Was that? Yeah. And it doesn't sound like it was questionable. It sounds like it was like clearly like there was some intent.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Somebody's gonna slay us on YouTube talking about y'all are insensitive to the subject. No, we're not. Survive the fucking encounter, and then we can have a correlated conversation about it. Until then, it was dumb of him to even run off like that away from the police officers, to even remotely go and try to draw the whole thing. I mean, that even happened. Like my 2 cents even stems back to like Philando Castile, man. Yeah, the officer in question was completely wrong in his approach and how he handled the thing. But I mean, it could have been done a totally different way. Like if I was Philando, I would have said, "Sir, I feel more comfortable. Honestly, I see that you're nervous. Like you can feel the cop's energy. Like it doesn't matter, sir. I can tell that you're nervous. So why don't I step out? You have your partner right there. I'd feel better if you take the weapon off of me, and we can still have a civilized conversation after this. Like survive the encounter. Like it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Sit here, like with a cop, already know that he's sitting there trigger happy and like ready to blast off. Like you're already a marked for death. You're a black man, and like what? Are you kidding?
One of my professors.
Not everybody's got that that survival mindset.
One of my professors
some of them probably ain't properly trained. Some of them just like they just got the card and waltzed out the door. They don't know any.
Yeah, but you care about your own life, right?
This is
like.
So one of my professors when I was in school was an active New Jersey State Police, all right, brother. And one of the things that he said, that one of the sayings that he used to say relatively with frequency that I remember is that you won't win, you can't win on the streets. Meaning that you try, especially like, in some situations, like even when like, when we're talking about law and stuff like that, and in this case, we're talking about just all right, I'll say this. Personally, I don't believe, provided that there's been no crime committed, that I should be disarmed, first of all. You know what I'm saying? But me arguing with a cop about whether or not it's legal and constitutional for them to, take my firearm off my person, unload it, and then give it back to me in a condition of now, it's basically inert for them when I wasn't a threat to begin with. I don't know if that's necessarily uh, uh, my style or how I would want an interaction to go. Especially if it's for something minor, say a traffic stop. Generally speaking, like you have my again. I don't live in a state where I have to inform. You know what I'm saying? Some
I do.
people would. Oh, you live North Carolinas?
Yeah. So I'll give you an instance. When I get if when and if, which is a very if because last video I got was in Virginia, but if I
Yeah,
got
man, that was my first and last, hopefully.
yeah.
Last
So
last year. Shit.
in North Carolina, I will take before I even pull the car over, I will take the weapon out. I will eject the
That
mag.
scares me.
You carry all you want to. I'm not doing it I'm not flashing it up here. I'm going to take it out. Make sure it's condition 1. Remove the round, and I put everything on the dashboard. I even put the magazine, throw it all the way across the thing. And I said, and when he walks up, say, "Sir, FYI, just want to let you know, my gun is condition 1. I have no intentions of reaching or grabbing for it." And that's it. State trooper looked at me. He was like, "You know what? Thanks for that."
I think if I did that, and PSP would be so fucking freaked out if I did that. I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm much more subtle. I mean, I give everything. So I have 3 cards. I have Utah, I have the Pennsylvania license to carry firearms, and then I have the arms, the state agent, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So those are the 3 cards I give, if I got pulled over, my thing is like I don't like, if when I get pulled over and this is how I went in Virginia. I was basically traveling down towards the Chesapeake, whatever bridge, whatever that road is. I was coming around another car, so I got in the left lane to come around. The road is intentionally a speed trap. It's at 55. You can judge roads. You can drive this
Why
way
you speeding
faster.
then if you know it's a speed trap?
Well,
Damn.
I know I learned it was a speed trap, of course, after I got pulled over, and then it made sense. And I started reading some of the posts because you can follow this shit. It's really like almost kind of like an interesting thing. So anyway, 74 and a 55. I know that sounds horrible.
That's driving, sir.
Well, no. So that's what I thought. So in Virginia, how it works is anything 20 above the speed limit is reckless driving or above 80. That's how Virginia works. So if it's above 80 if it's above 80 miles per hour, it's automatically reckless driving, which I didn't realize like Virginia is one of those crazy states. But believe it or not, in Pennsylvania does not recognize any minor speeding violations. So it does not go on my driving record. It does not affect my insurance. They don't know anything about it. It's beautiful. It's the craziest shit ever.
How much did you pay for that ticket?
184.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Everything.
Get a lawyer to handle it?
No, I wasn't gonna do it because once I did all the research and figured out that Pennsylvania does not recognize minor speeding citations from any other state, short of it being like if it was reckless driving, which is a misdemeanor in fucking Virginia, then yeah, they recognize that. But minor violations, nope.
All right,
So,
lucky.
yeah, I lucked out. But long story short, I will watch out for that. But other people aren't so lucky. They get fucked over real hard by that. And that's really big in the South, apparently. Reckless driving.
Yeah, it is. I got driving danger when I did 120 and a 65. And they, he didn't even tell me license and registration. He opened up the car door.
Step out.
Get your ass out of the car.
But yeah, that's my driving record was spotless. So like eventually I have to tell somebody that when I go through. But yeah,
I was 19 at the time, and he put me in handcuffs and had me stand in front of the car. And after he put me in handcuffs, what the fuck were you thinking? Did you not see me? Did you not? I said, sir, honestly, I didn't. So he was like, where are you going? I said, I'm going home. I'm late. go home. I'm just getting off of work. And he was like, where do you work? And I told him where it was. And he was like, okay. He said, you're on the way home? I was like, so you can see I'm in my work uniform, like, right now. He was like, do you have a cell phone? I was like, yeah. He was like, call your dad right now. Call your parents right now. And I was like, all right, cool. Called my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I need you to talk to this officer. He's like, is he on the phone? Hand the phone to me. Officer gets on the phone, calls him, right? And then my dad and my mom show up, like, literally 10 minutes afterwards, as I'm still sitting there in handcuffs. My dad walks up to the officer. The officer starts talking to him. He starts, they're in front of me. He starts pointing at the car, like, doing the long point, like, almost like the knife hand. And, like, walks over to me. He says, today's your lucky day. you're riding with your mom and your dad's driving the car home. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of discretion. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. So that's one of the things, in my opinion, and especially in law enforcement, the laws are written now like everything is a fucking crime. You know what I'm saying? Like there's really no way to live without at least, some type of minor crime of some kind.
Oh
So
yeah, you can get something, yeah.
I mean,
in state of Florida, you're not allowed to shower naked. That was like one of those crazy laws and shit.
Get the fuck out. Is that on the books still? Well, it's always on the books, but is that?
It was actually like real, like, but that was years ago though.
That's retarded. Yeah, but the law's never really, short of that common law shit or whatever it is. I don't know all that, but anywho, what's the next thought? Yeah.
Types of slings.
Types of slings.
On slings.
Or brands.
So because I don't know too much about what I'm doing, I just stick with who people trust. So I went with Blue Force Gear. That's who I went with.
Well, since I'm, a broke Negro, I got something on Amazon. But I want to get something different, like the Feral Concept Slingster.
Feral Concept Slingster. Why does that sound real familiar?
Because Lucas from T-Rex Arms talks about it in every damn video that he does.
Okay, that's why. Okay, yeah. Garanthem, I think, too, right?
Anthem, too.
I think he has one.
Yeah.
So I'm all about those. I'm all about the Magpul, MS3, MS2s.
I'd like to get one of those.
They're really good for the amount of money that you pay. Blue Force Gear, the Vickers Tactical Sling is good.
I like the padded too because my shit is heavy.
The Ronin one is nasty. It does the job. What else?
I measured my Daniel Defense, by the way, what the weight of that is.
Disruptive one, definitely.
Which one is that?
The Haley Disruptive Sling.
Okay, yeah. I don't think that one has padding, right?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, padded slings.
To me, to be honest with you, I don't care if it's padded or not because my neck's not being a little bitch, but it's okay.
Mine's a little bitch.
You got meat on your bones, So.
My neck's a little bitch, and this rifle's 8.5 pounds, I think. I'm using on an analog scale, so this thing is up there.
All right. Micro carries.
Micro carry?
Don't have micro carry other than the DC3. So this is out of my league, guys.
You talking about chest rigs?
No, micro carries as in guns, firearms, guns.
Oh, only shield, but I don't have that in my possession. That's with my girlfriend's father at the moment. Until I got to send that Taurus in. I haven't sent it in yet. You guys want to see that?
What? Jamil, please explain what's wrong with the Taurus. What's going on with it?
All right, so Taurus had a recall on like the original PT-111.
Really?
Yes, I got the gun. Give me a second, guys. I'll show you.
Keyword, the old one, not the new one.
All right. Yeah, not the G2, the original one. Give me 1 second.
Oh, it fires by itself, doesn't it? I think that's what he's referring to. It fires by itself. But still, dude, their quality control is fucking trash. It's absolute trash.
I mean, with the way SIG is, was it 320 and now the 365?
but it was a trigger problem. That wasn't a quality control issue. They tried to tighten up the trigger and do all that jazz and try to pass on anything. That's bait and switch. That's a whole different story. But the gun still functioned properly. Did it fail a drop test sometimes? Yes, not all. No, not all.
But I am, man, I am disappointed about the 365. That was after the whole Franklin Armory bullshit. That was the gun I was the most excited for, the 365.
Small, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's too small, and the entire gun feels like the grip of the wrap gun, and that's it. Small. I understand. It's way small, and I can't get down with that.
This is the original PT-111.
You need to just go ahead and turn that into scrap metal, fam. Just gonna be honest with you.
Well, supposedly, if we send it in, he'll get a G2, possibly. I don't think they can repair this shit. This is oh shit. Sorry. So you guys can see it. It's actually a hammer fired, if you can see that. Shit.
What do you think Taurus's quality control is? Percentage.
This is what I didn't know.
How many do you think they take off to check to see if it's actually in spec?
So this is what I think, and I'll be honest. So Taurus is one of the world's largest. I think they are the world's largest gun company. I think the shit.
No.
Yes, no. Taurus is fucking huge, man. No. Yeah, dude, look at Taurus. They're bigger than any of like the American. They're huge.
No. Even Glock is bigger than Taurus. Hell no.
No, Taurus is huge, dude. They're international. They sell to everybody.
I mean, so does Glock.
Yeah, but I think Taurus is bigger than Glock. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that'd be a stretch. That'd be. Oh, I'm on Google. You said what the biggest firearm manufacturer?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be either SIG or I don't even.
I think they're even bigger than SIG. I know that sounds fucked up, but I think Taurus is even bigger.
I think it's SIG or even Smith & Wesson is bigger than them. No way Taurus is the large. You must be out your mind. Ain't no way in the world. If that's the case, I quit the gun game.
Yeah, I think Taurus is one of the largest gun. Taurus International. No. Large gun.
None.
What'd you say?
How many international contracts do they have? None.
I mean, they do supply a lot of like police departments.
Yeah, in the country of Brazil.
No, outside as well, supposedly. I'm trying to find out the. I've heard that they're pretty large. I know this sounds really fucked up, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Next cast, we need somebody to give us this on the largest gun company in the world, because it damn sure ain't Taurus. And if it is, my niggas, I quit. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. Take that to the bank, because I can't.
I think Taurus is up there, man.
Oh, bro, no way. HK is higher than Taurus. They've got some of the largest contracts. SIG and HK have SIG, HK, and Glock.
I didn't say they made the best of quality firearms, but I think they're along. I think they're along the lines of the value and the contract guns, because you got to remember they also have the TDP for a lot of the like M4s and shit like that. I know that.
Every European company uses Glock as a sidearm, even the Brits.
I'm just saying, man. I've heard that they're one of the larger. I can't prove it right now. I will get that to you. I promise.
How, Sway? How?
I swear. I don't think I'm crazy.
I'm gonna need facts. I'm gonna need something in writing stating.
Oh no, I'm looking at forwards and it's like giving me like Lockheed Martin and other bullshit, but no firearm companies. It's saying like the world's biggest arms companies: Lockheed, Boeing, Raytheon.
Arms company.
Largest small arms. manufacturers in the world.
Computers you sold looking at porn.
So, see, Mother Jones is only talking about shit in the United States. I want to know internationally. Like,
Mother Jones.
that's the first one, of course. That's who has the article of Small Arms Survey Industrial.
All right, so we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
All right, we'll come back to it, but I'm gonna keep on it.
All right, so micro carries, I'm all about. It's easier to conceal. Damn sure easier to appendix carry that god awful fucking appendix carry. I don't care who you are.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I'm sorry, I don't have taco meat guarding my midriff area, sir. So it doesn't give me that extra padding. But nah, bro, it's absolutely fucking horrible. It's trash. I don't care what anybody says. Is it quick? Yes, I will give that to you because I did some draws. I was like, damn, it's quick. Is it comfortable? Hell to the no.
Yes.
I'd rather my 4 o'clock and it print all day long than that. To be honest with you, I don't care about printing. I'm quick. I'm quick enough at the 4 o'clock position. That's fine. I would even cross draw before I appendix carry.
So believe it or not, I'll tell you how I started appendix carrying. It's really dorky. I started out because I saw the cool kids doing it. Real shit.
Who are the cool kids?
Who were the cool kids at the time? So again, I got my license in 2013, like March 2013. So around that time, like Magpool, Magpool Dynamics, all that shit was like, on fire. You know what I'm saying?
The Chris
Costas, the Chris Costa and the Travis Haley. So thinking of it as a safety issue came later, and I guess I mean, I was already. It's just funny, like my growth since then. Like I didn't really understand what it was pointing at. Like I obviously knew it was pointing at my dick, but I didn't think about the femoral artery if something goes wrong and et cetera, et cetera. So I think how I started, it's hazy, but I think how I started out was.
Hold up. This Carolina Arms just answered the question.
What?
It is Ruger, the largest manufacturer in the world.
The largest manufacturer in the world? Okay.
Wow.
Who's next?
Next, I don't know. Carolina's. He's gonna have to.
Sorry, man. I know I'm making you do homework.
Hit us with that one. Sig has to be top 3. I know. They're one of the.
That list though is confusing because I'm not sure is that fucking the United States or is that literally the world? Because I had that same list pop up from.
See here, remember Ruger? They're all about. To me, in my mind, when I hear say Ruger, I'm thinking a precision rifle. So that's just awesome. Or a Mini 14. He said, "Read the chat." Oh, Thomas, read the chat, man.
I mean. I said Ruger, Remington, Smith & Wesson, then Glock, then SIG.
The 2 that I said are up there. So.
All right, I'll source that shit.
I didn't expect Ruger to be up there.
Neither did I, but hey, SIG. Remember, SIG is one of the only companies that is a full, on every spectrum level arms company.
Yeah, they want to do everything. I mean,
sidearms, suppressors, to optics, to long guns, to precision rifles. The only
to
thing
classes, to airsoft, to fucking
right. The only thing that they do not produce is a shotgun
and a clothing line.
Huh? They have their own clothing line, apparel. Oh yeah.
Pants and everything.
Yeah, well, I know they have shirts.
Shirts, yeah, I know they got the shirts, but it's getting awkward. It's like, okay, guys, are you trying to take over the world or no? All right, so I want to redact what I said earlier until I find more information about Taurus International. It shouldn't be this hard to find that information, but I could have swore I heard from a reliable source that is not myself.
Fake news. Fake news.
I fell for it.
It lied to your face. T,
Good
what else
Russia.
is in?
Good Russia.
What else
Oh
is in
my
the
god.
chat? T, what else?
Wait,
Chat?
what?
What else is in the chat?
After Sig, he said OF Mossberg, Savage, then Springfield.
All right, fuck Springfield.
Listen, I don't give a damn if it shoots. I'll
I'm just,
high
I'm
point.
not, I'm not happy after that
Good, I'm gonna give you a high point.
Rock River and them being playing a dangerous game. But
And in the day and age that we live in, everything's a dangerous game.
but that's not
That's
cool
not
though.
John.
Playing with people's rights and shit. What was the next topic?
Next topic is gear check. Anything
Gear,
new?
gear check, nothing new.
You
Newest,
see what I'm doing? I've been building this lower for this 16-inch. Y'all mean?
yo, what are you gonna do with the upper? I'm throwing you ideas.
That's the thing. I'm still debating, and I know this is gonna be a 16-inch, of course, but what type of rail?
Why
I was
16?
looking at,
Why not just go the full? If you're gonna do an SPR, why not do an 18 or go your Mark 12 route, dude?
because I don't know that extra 2 inches. Is it? Am I gonna be shooting that far? No. Really, I'm looking for. I would say 500, but 600 max, if that.
Okay.
Wait a
Really,
minute.
maybe
I
a
didn't.
4.
So you guys have been talking more. So wait a minute. What is this rifle? I don't know the D. So what is it going to be? What is it? Its
I'm
intended
pushing it.
purpose. Don't be
No,
like me
that's
where
the
you
thing.
change
I
your
don't
opinion
know if
on
this is gonna be an SPR or if I just want this to be battle rifle. Because I don't have one. I just got my pistol.
it. Mhm.
SPR, a battle rifle.
I gotta have something for when Trump lets the Russians in.
Already.
The unfortunate part, yeah, they're probably already fucking here.
All I know is don't watch Homeland. You're
Oh
not
god, that make you paranoid.
okay because this last season is exactly what's going on right. It's amazing. I sit back and I'm just like, where is Carrie Mack?
Is this real or is this fake? Is this really real or is this really?
They're dropping subtle hints right now.
This is not the first time, though. It's not the first time at all. They've done this numerous times. So
Yeah, I mean,
He
as
said
far
Smith and Wesson is the top in the U.S.
top in the U.S. Okay. Well, what I was going to throw you as far as you know, the upper options is like I don't know. You could kind of take some hints from everybody has a different standard for it, but the whole recce rifle kind of thing, if you want to call it that. I don't know if you thought about that.
which is
You,
what
I call that like more of like a do everything rifle.
well, so you said you want it to be specifically a precision setup, or do you trying to? You said
That's
is
the
it
thing.
going to be either or? Is it going to be both?
It'll probably just be a 16-inch M-Lock. Because, like, I'm trying to SPR, then I'll be like, when the fuck am I going to shoot more than 200? There's just almost never.
but
I'm blind as shit. I mean, I got red dots on these things because I'd be lucky if I can see past 50 yards, man. I can't. I can barely see.
I'm gonna answer the question.
Badass.
What optic are you gonna run on it?
That's if you use a recce rifle, you can do everything, man.
That's the thing. Like, if my uncle does not want it, I have like a Romeo 5 just sitting here ready to go. And I got a primary arms 3 times magnifier. So it's like, if I just get a regular 16-inch, I already got my optic.
So, all right. So I'll give you an insight to what I've been seeing. A lot of these guys, it seems like the calls that I've been taking, I hardly hear anything about red dots anymore. They're all variable power.
Power. Anything to regular carbine length, you need variable power because you just said when You don't know. You want to max it out to maybe 500, 600 yards if need be.
These
But,
Yeah, I was looking at the 1x6s, 1x8s from
yeah,
Primary.
that is,
that's a good way to go.
I again, I'm blind as fuck.
I might
But-
do that with the 1x6 or 1x8 with the ACESS vertical.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm blind as fuck, but it makes a lot of sense. And recently, have you guys heard of Frank Proctor?
No,
Yeah.
I've never Frank Proctor, of course.
Okay, then you saw the latest video then. Did you see that latest video of where he was saying, "Can you see all these various things?" He shows like a field.
Right. That's actually looks closer. Is actually distance.
It's just basically a whole bunch of like, "Can you do that with a red dot?" And I was like, "Shit, no." Just thinking about it, I can't see. My limiting factor for me, I think most immediately is my vision. And for most people that is a limiting factor to varying degrees. So the concept of a red dot is starting to become, like as these, variable, as far as the magnification is concerned, these things get smaller and smaller with more and more magnification as technology gets better.
Yeah.
I think the red dot is going to be,
The way.
yeah. It's
I like the EOTech reticle better anyway, the donut of death.
yeah, the Voodoo has that.
People are going to start switching away from the micros. So you're not going to see any more T2s. You're not going to see any like anything. The best field of view optics right now that I would say that are out on the market currently is the EOTech XPS2 or XPS3, of course, the Trijicon MRO,
Yep.
and the Trijicon SRS.
I haven't even looked through, but I know what you're talking about.
That's the optic that I'm picking up next for my pistol build. So this pistol is just going to be, law folder, SB.
Are you building a pistol?
Yeah, I'm building a pistol. It's going to be a 10.5, and I'm going to keep it that way because I don't care with the pistol. Anything shorter than 13 inches or 12 inches to me, I don't give a fuck about dwell time. I really don't. I don't care because it's quick engagement, quick battle, quick shooting. That's why I want that SSAE or the
SBA3.
No. The guys.
Let's talk about our triggers.
SDC, Super Dynamic Combat. SDCT, Super Dynamic Combat Trigger.
So the SDC is basically, all right. So let me break it down. So of our triggers, so the SSF is the Super Select Fire. So that basically is all right. So that is the mill law enforcement. Then you have the SSA, which is the semi-automatic version of the SSF. Okay. Now there's 3 triggers that are generally basically the same. The SSA, which is again the super semi-automatic, the SDC, all right, which is basically the flat bow version of the SSA, and then the Super Tricon. Now, what's different about the Super Tricon is it's a hybrid. So basically, it's curved and then flat. With that, it also has a stainless, trigger spring with that specifically, unlike the other 2. Specifically, it's a request by Navy SEALs because
saltwater
something about saltwater and rifles. I don't get it. That's beyond me.
Same conditions that why all maritime people, SEALs, MARSOC, Raiders, even some Rangers, they choose HK mags because if it's holed up in salty saltwater corrosion environments.
Yeah, that weird finish, that high hazardous environment, something finish, whatever the fuck they call it. But yeah,
so practical name for it.
So then you have the SSA, which is a 2-stage non-adjustable. That's 3.5 pounds, more like a candy cane brake. And then you have the SDE, the Super Dynamic Enhanced, which is basically the flat bow version of the SSA.
Right.
Then we start getting into like specific guns, like the Super MCX, basically the MCX trigger.
Right.
We have the high speed national match for like straight match precision tactical snipers.
SD3.
Hunting. Yeah, and then you get in the competitive side of stuff, which is the SD3G and the Super 3 gun. And then you have our new true single stage, which is the SSP. That can come in either the flat bow or the curved bow. And then you start getting into like, the more weird stuff like the ACR, the MR556 or 416, and then it gets into, other stuff.
Right.
So, and the AP9, we have a B&T AP9.
Right. The
trigger
Super
now.
Scar is real nice. It's a huge upgrade to the standard stock Scar trigger.
What trigger?
The Super Scar trigger.
Yep, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never fired it, but I've finger fucked it in a jig. It's awesome.
I feel like the price you pay for a Scar should come with a trigger like that.
Well, I mean, dude, all I know, FN is in some trouble right now. In case you didn't hear, the latest Taliban recruiting / gloating video featured Taliban militants with FN scars.
Wait, what?
I mean, that doesn't.
Wait. Stolen or like a shipment of stuff? Logistics?
I don't know.
Brand new rifles? Are they clean? Tan? Everything? FDE?
Obviously pulled an Oliver North. I don't know. But...
See, for every Toyota they get 2 scars.
Did it have some type of optic on it? Scope or optic?
Got an ACOG on it. Check
God
this out.
Dang!
ACOG and 100, which is crazy. A standard MOP for like Rangers or whatever.
How are they feeding that motherfucker? Because 7.62 NATO is a bitch, I would imagine, and 7.62 by 39 country. That's weird as fuck.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's strange. It's weird. It is what it is. But did you hear about the dude? It's not the first time that you ever heard about like militants getting stuff. This guy traded in his company vehicle to a Ford dealership.
You see it?
In New York? Yeah, there you go.
Wow, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah. This guy who traded in his old plumbing company truck to a Ford dealership, I think in New York, his truck ended up in Syria, and they still have a logo of the plumbing contractor with a 50 technical on the back. And it was crazy. I was like, wow. So how do you feel?
That's crazy. Like how these guys they got fucking scars with L cans, and they got a Humvee, American Humvees with American armor.
It might not be American. Might not be American. It could be Afghan security force. So
that's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, these motherfuckers out here with scars. You got the buttstock folded. They got an L can on that motherfucker. Probably got a Surefire.
Oh my god, man.
Read the article. It says Surefire. So.
Jesus, that's crazy. And it's not even. It's like It's not. That's fucking nuts.
Company in enemy's hands, which is it's bound to happen, dude. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna be real. But oh well.
Yeah, but it's that's like. How long have the scars been out as far as issuing?
2009, 8.
Yeah, 2000. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, it's saying the video appears to show a Taliban fighter with an FN SCAR, Special Operations Force combat assault rifle, 7.62 millimeter rifle decked out with an AN Pack 5 laser.
Yeah, he's got
a light.
Full power pack. Yep.
I'm scared of them. I'm scared. I'm after I was just reading about what is it, class 3 versus class 1 lasers and shit like that, and like even like the as far as like it reflecting off stuff as far as damage is concerned to your eyes and stuff like that, because you can't really tell at the wavelength that it's invisible. That makes me nervous. So
but all I know is this: I can get a class 3 laser like that from a Connect that I still got at Bragg. So.
I don't know anything. This is new to me. I didn't know their classes. I thought every laser was.
Yeah, so there's a civilian like laser. That's what everybody buys, like the D-balls, the AN PEG 15s. Like not full. They're not full power. Basically.
Yeah, they're class 1 lasers or something like that, and class 3 is mil and law enforcement.
Mill law enforcement. You could do an IR lasso in the sky with a full power PEG. See reference 13 hours for that one.
Like, but, yeah, you can't. So like don't get me wrong, like the stuff that we have supposedly on the market is fine, and especially like the mall supposedly being the best.
Right.
But what they've said is that it gets into a gray area because some things, like, they're not supposed to be sold directly new to a civilian, and if you purchase one, it's questionable where you got it from because it generally only has 2 sources.
Right.
So it gets into a weird area.
Coming from the 7th Mountain Division, so
So I was just, I was just reading up just to see, like, maybe someday I'll get, but that scared me once I started reading some of like those, ARF stuff.
Everyone wants to know why lasers are so expensive.
Why lasers are so expensive?
Mechanics. Decent
What'd
quality.
you say?
Say what?
What'd you say? I missed it skipped out.
Oh, because of the job that it does. Think about it. It's a 3 milliwatt laser that's being fired at a constant rate. When I say fired, like it's being projected. And the reason why is because the construction of a small, handy-dandy device. You could buy one of the original PECs, like the huge PEC 2 that are look like an iPhone 8. I mean, you can buy those for like dirt cheap, but the more compact and the smaller you go, the more expensive and high dollar it is. Question.
I also think the other reason, and I don't know, I could be wrong.
You are,
but I probably am. I don't say much right stuff, but I think one of the other reasons, and especially with night vision in general, from what I'm seeing, I think it's because kind of to keep things kind of proprietary and also limited to access to civilians, quote unquote.
Right.
So, for example, like if it becomes too common, then nobody has an advantage. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So, and also, I feel like, maybe I hate to say it, but like, it also, as far as like the market and far as, foreign interest, having an interest in our capabilities, not everybody has the same interests as we do. Ours are, to run cool shit and be able to see, in the dark. Some people want to be like, I want this to be in Russia. It's.
Right. But the Russians have their own stuff. They actually use Adipal Cs or whatever you want to call it. Alpha Group does. I know that.
I do like the Alpha Group's AKs. I like how they set them up.
Oh, that Vickers video, yeah, that was like, damn. If they had that, I know Arsenal is the closest one to it, but
Rifle Dynamics can build you one.
Yeah,
for
that is true.
$4,000.
Right.
Oh yeah, sure. That's nothing, bro. There's nothing.
Where my wallet?
Exactly. Yeah, I could buy a SCAR every week if I wanted to.
They got change for 10,000. They got change over there for a $10,000 bill.
Who asked that question about the laser?
Carolina.
Okay, yeah. So my next big purchase after I do my pistol builds, and
okay, Nemo's asked this question before, and he asked it again. CZP-10 versus Canic of a similar size. I mean, it's easy the CZ.
Money, yeah, it's all based off money. If you got the money to go for the CZ, go for the CZ.
Oh, did you get what I sent you? You know how much they're selling the P10Cs for now, brand new?
Yeah.
Are they in the
which was like $335?
Damn.
$75.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's there's no reason if especially if the Canics, I think they used to be like around that 300, then they went to 320, 365. I think I was seeing them at. So like now if it's 375, I mean, just one more pack of ramen, you good to go. You know.
And listen, the one that comes with the 21 round mag and the threaded barrel and suppressor height sights is only $3.99. So I'd get that hands down.
You said with that how many rounds?
21.
Damn. Well, this first time I heard this.
It's like CZ's version of Attack Ops, like how SIG does.
That's crazy because I was like thinking the PO9, but I mean,
no, I
don't know.
They go with the PO9 as well, but it's the CZ. It's got the little extended butt plate on the bottom that lets you have the extra rounds. Threaded barrel, steel sights, all that jazz. Steel suppressor height sights because it's a threaded barrel, of course. So,
skirt.
Yeah. Did he ask something else?
That was about it.
So yeah, hands down, all three of us agree that that's definitely the better.
Yeah, if it, and it's, you know, just if it's don't get me wrong, I have a Canik Stingray 55 that's at my parents, and that it's basically a CZ75 copy, all steel. Frame is steel, slide is stainless steel. It is a beast.
Right.
It just has shit sights on it, garbage, and the double action is super heavy.
Going back to like night vision and nods and lasers, does anybody plan on buying some nods?
Not at my current price point.
It's in my 5-year plan.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely things like next year.
I just got to get these things corrected first. So my next big purchase is a set of eyes. Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't care about eyes. You can wear glasses and contacts for that. So.
No, I feel like I'd be like, you could see me a mile away because it's like the green or white is going off my glasses, reflected off my specific glasses. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm looking at a pair of Gen 3s from Will's Optics, Fayetteville. Good guys. Of course, this is secondhand. So it will be $1,700 for a Gen 3 white phosphorus auto-gated Sentinels, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, $1,700 for a good pair of nods. I'll gladly.
Wait a minute, a pair?
Yeah.
2?
No. You got one. Yeah,
You're gonna for 2?
No, tubes. It's one cluster, 2 tubes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Is it how many tubes? 2 or 4 tubes?
2.
No, the 4 is like
okay.
Okay.
I was like, okay, fucking Zero Dark 30 ass.
Wait a minute. So it's still getting. So you're telling me you're getting 2 devices, regardless of how they're attached, if they're bridged or whatever the case is, you're getting 2.
Yeah, there's Sentinel PVS. What are they? Sentinel 31s, PVS 31s. So it's 2 tubes that are attached right there, almost like a bifocal. You fold it up, fold it down. It's what we were issued. Like, it's same shit.
Jesus, that's a good deal.
Yeah, white phosphorus.
Carolina says he's gonna get the 19X.
Who?
He's got layaway right now.
Who said that?
Carolina says he's got the 19X on layaway right now.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
I'd rather have a 4, but that's just me. So.
I mean,
I'd rather get a Glock 17 than the 19X, to be honest.
I'd rather have a Glock 34 instead of a 17, but I mean,
I don't know about that much, bro. I'd rather Glock 17 is fine.
Everybody is interesting how everybody has switched, and I was pretty consistent on it. I said I didn't get it, but I would tell you, if it was in a different color, I'd consider it.
Oh, they're coming out with the standard. They're
going to sell 1 trillion then.
They're going with a black one and a Battlefield gray, or whatever you want to call it, that gray one that they did in the 10-4s. And it's going to have the RTF2 frame texture on it. That's what's Q4 this year, apparently.
It's still more barrel stock than my P30. So the P30 is like 3.86 or 89 or something like that. So that little bit more. Not really that it makes it any difference in velocity. It's just the fact that you have it. So
Right.
it'd be an advantage. So I you know,
A 34, a Glock 34.
Wait,
you
what?
said could I appendix carry a 34?
Have you ever shot a Glock 34?
No.
Uh,
The longest gun I've shot is the
maybe when I be at one of these gun shoots, I probably have.
FNX.
All I know is I shot the Terran Tactical Combat Master 34, bro, and I'm gonna be real with you. That thing was. I hate to say this because I know I'm gonna get chastised, but that thing was a game changer. Like it was. I was like, whoa, okay. It's not as good as like I'd say like an STI or like a Triarch Systems 2011, and that's on the list for stuff next year too. I want a Triarch Systems 2011 because that thing looks. I want a race gun.
Hold on, I gotta look it up. Some of us are a little slower than others.
11 Triarch.
Try
2011.
2011. I know 2011 means the 1911 double stack.
But it's in
I
9 mil.
it's a 9 mil. I want to seize. I want to seize it. Have I seized it before? No, that is showing me their Glock stuff.
No, just type in Triarch 20.
I'm going to their specific website and wait for it to load. Just take
Hashtag
a minute.
grips.
You really love those ego grips or whatever.
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen this. Yeah,
Yo,
I know
grip,
this.
I love the rubber feel. I'm not gonna lie, this is the best pistol grip I've felt. Ergo grip, hands down.
What I'm gonna do right now is go and get your hand wet and try to grip that thing.
I have, and
Show
it's
me the
fine.
grip. Sorry, I missed it. It's got that A2 angle.
That's
I don't like
this.
that A2 angle. I hate the A2 angle.
It's fine.
But it's a nice look.
Too. Bro, you need a BCM gunfighter grip. It'll change your life.
Nah, I'm good. I like. If I was gonna get any other pistol grip, it'd probably be the Daniel Defense because it's got the rubber on it. I like that rubber feel on it.
Bro.
As long as I had that on my original PSA rifle, I installed it myself. I had a little issue getting that fucking roll pin out, but I got it out and I didn't break no ears, so I was happy.
On what one did you put in, the Daniel Defense or the BCM?
The Daniel Defense one that has the integrated trigger guard. Yeah, I did it.
The BCM grip is the best grip on the market.
Well, I got 3 of them. I like that angle, man. I got 3 of them.
And that thing is so grippy. It's like you're feeling like one of those custom like Gucci Glocks, man. That thing is not. It will never fail you. I promise you.
I think for me, what I like about it, and again, you guys know I don't have too much rifle time, but I like being able to pull the rifle back. I feel like with as specifically with a more vertical grip, I'm able to pull the rifle more towards me than I can with an A2 grip.
You can get into your workspace and do a lot more quicker than having to arch, and you're not putting as much fatigue on your.
Yeah, it's all in here, and it's weird. Yeah.
Man, one day you gonna catch the bag and you'll be like, listen, man, I know I should have got rid of that bullshit, A2 grip. Yeah, change your life, man. Really, well, you'll notice. I mean, it's a world of difference in just that little bit of a degree.
That's what I'm looking to get at.
What's the barrel? That's what I want to know. Who and what is the barrel?
Barrel length.
16 by MAS.
But who and what is the barrel?
Get an 18.
Let's go down to the specs.
I think this particular barrel should be cold hammer forged. It doesn't have to be chrome lined if you don't want it to be, but it must be cold hammer forged.
Why?
Because I think, I mean, it's either that or it's going to have to be, well, this is my feeling. I feel that, yes, a button broach barrel will give you better accuracy. However, if this rifle may be something that may last the rest of your life, a cold hammer forged barrel on, I would imagine over the course of a lifetime would be worth the $20 to $30 that it may be more.
I like staying
16-inch, 5.56, 1x7, 4150
Okay.
Victor, M4 contour hardened CMV.
So it's a chromoly vanadium. It has it's 4150. It's good to go. What was the finish on it? Sounds like it wants
Black hard coat anodized.
what?
so it's not nitrided.
All right, that's the question. What is it? So that we want to know what is the actual. If it's all nitrided, then it'll just say. Typically, it's just they'll just say that, or they'll call it melanited or whatever they want to call it. But generally
Yeah,
speaking,
but T, you can choose the barrel that you want. I mean, you can choose the
Oh, this is I like this because it has the hand guard, the rail on it, because it's got
bro.
like.
You can buy a rail anywhere though. Like,
I mean, why not buy like this? I mean, the barrel's good to go, and it's got the rail I like, you know.
hopefully soon I'll be
And
able to
then it's
help
on
you guys
sale.
with
You
that
know? Like
as well.
the regular price is $339.99. It's on sale for $189.
bro, I'm gonna say this, and listen. When it comes to something you want to build, do not sell yourself short on being impatient.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's on sale. I mean, it's a $340 upper that's on
That's
sale for under 200.
their suggested
Yeah,
retail.
that's they can make that up, whatever they want.
Make it whatever you want. They can say it's $1,000 and sell it for $189. I mean, I'm just saying. Do not. This is gonna be a recce rifle, your SPR.
The
Whatever.
thing is, it's probably not though. It's probably just gonna be a standard 16-inch.
I don't think so. I think you'll change. It'll evolve. I don't. I mean, like I'm looking at my shit
I mean, because like
saying like,
worst comes to worst, the only thing I gotta do is just get another upper.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Stop. Stop going the extra mile and saying,
But
"Oh,
if that's the case, I'm gonna have two uppers regardless.
no,
Because I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
have
have
up
another
for standard
rifle. It'll just
16.
turn into another rifle.
into another
I'm gonna have
rifle."
one for because I want a standard 16-inch. I could just
We
take the
on that.
classes and shit,
We get
and
you,
then I want a recce rifle.
but don't. All I'm saying is this: don't let your impatientness get the better of you, because then you're gonna get bought the one you really should have built. Just take your time.
I
Build the
mean,
piece.
it's not bad. I mean, it's coming from a company I trust because I've had like 3 of their uppers.
I know, and what's on my SBR is an MAS defense barrel, and it served me well. The only thing that I wish I could change is the handguard, and that's it. And I will probably do that in KMR, or what I'm actually looking at is just the Geisley Mark 14. But if I just wish or wish the Mark 14 came in 10 inches instead of 9.5. Like, what are we doing in life?
It's so what it comes down to, and I all right. So maybe I can shine some insight. I don't claim to know everything about it. All right, but apparently it has to do with guys still running 10.3 and 10.5. So though the trend has been going to like 11.5, there's still a bunch of guys out there running 10.3s and
Yeah,
10.5s and even 10s.
yeah,
So,
but that gap on the from the muzzle device to the 9.5 or 9.75, whatever it is just too great. Like, it just looks
I know. So this is why. So typically, all right. So say worst case scenario, a guy's running a Colt 10-inch, right?
right.
Now with that, you still need about at the bare minimum, if you can help it, you need a 1/2 inch of clearance for like a quick detached suppressor.
Right.
Ideally 3/4 of an inch or more, but typically like at most of your surefires need about a 1/2 inch and then you're good to go. So those guys that are running 10s, worst case, because they're out there, the 10.3s, the 10.5s, still good. But
Right.
again, the 11.5s are kind of like, the new trend these days. So yeah, it does look awkward.
I mean,
But
it's just like the rail stops here, and then
I know.
the device is like out here. So I'm just like, oh, that gap just kills me, man. It just really does. Even when you throw a can on it, it just looks so awkward.
Yeah,
I can
it's
admit,
just it's just to accommodate the widest, unfortunately, the widest array of guns out there.
all right. So T, you heard it from us, man. We think you should. I think you should get an 18 because you're gonna make.
I'm just looking at the other ones because the one that was on sale didn't have many options, and then the one that is the same thing but lesser on sale, they got more options. You got your stainless, your melanite, nitrate, chrome line. Was this? You got mid length. You got your stainless mid length. You got your spiral. Your spiral fluted, one
So,
by eight weld.
all right. So what we should do is we both should give our recommendation. All right.
Right.
So who wants to go? I'll go first if you want me to give my recommendation, and then you give yours.
But
Go
that's the
first.
thing. It most likely will not be a recce rifle because when it comes to like long distance shooting, I have no experience whatsoever.
It's not about the experience, though. It's about the
It's the
capability.
capability, yeah. So, all right, check it. All right, so this is what I'd say. So for this, so by choosing a 16-inch rifle, all right,
For
you
an SPR roll.
when
Since we're on the topic of SPR, I might as well.
what? All right. Let me give me the. All right,
His definition of
tighten this for me. What is your definition of what this rifle's purpose will be? And then I will try to shoot and give an answer.
Basically, like Lone Survivor with the Mark 12, something like that.
I'm done.
Lone Survivor with the Mark 12. All right, so the Mark 12 is based off a rifle length
I mean,
gas.
it doesn't have to be the Mark 12 rifle, but I'm talking about how they used it and like how, like that.
Get him.
I can get you close. All right, so this is what I can do. All right, so if we're gonna go with a 16-inch barrel, right, then this would fuck up what you're already working on. But if you want that rifle length system, you could start running into a more proprietary system, which is the Veltor A5 system. All right, that could get you kind of close, all right, to that rifle length reliability. But to make it simple, we could go back to the mid-length gas system, and that is currently with what their Crane is
Yeah,
currently
that's probably what I
testing.
do.
Crane has
Because if I
said
try to
that
do that, they got the 1x7 stainless mid length for like an extra $20.
there is, so basically the new standard now, this is what Crane is testing. Crane has found that mid-length is the way to go. They're
Right.
doing that on 14.5s.
Yeah.
So, when we talk about a 16-inch with a mid-length, we're good to go. End of story. So
Right.
I won't recommend the carbine length short of it, being a certain length, and that's what you're required to get. So as far as the material, 4150, that chrome moly vanadium, whatever whatever you want to say. As far as the finish, it can be nitrided, it can be melanited. It's the same damn thing. It could
Right.
be chrome line. That's great. I particularly, I am of the, when it comes to the rifling side, I like cold hammer fours. That doesn't necessarily mean it's any. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's inaccurate or how do you say potentially more accurate. It's usually people say it's more inaccurate, but I think that's kind of depends on who makes it. I think that if you have the option to choose, try to avoid the government profile barrel.
There you go.
Why?
If because it's kind of counterintuitive, but basically it's the profile is basically, or the original design was to try to cut weight out of the rifle to make it more balanced. These days it's the opposite. So basically what they're doing is all the weight's on the end, and in the inside, that profile, it kind of like there's less mass. And also when it starts heating up and stuff like that, it is technically the weak point of that barrel harmonically. So like a lot of like the profile that's best is the as it tapers down towards the end of the barrel. That's a pretty good or an even profile, whatever the case you can find. But I'd say generally speaking, if you can, 4150 is good to go, or maybe something like a 410 stainless.
Yep, 410.
410, but 410 is expensive.
410 to 416.
410 is stronger, but it's usually they say that it has issues down in the cold temperatures, but you live in Florida, so it won't make a fucking difference.
You're not traveling to Antarctica anytime soon. So.
All right, so next question, 16 or 18s. I really don't think in the shooting
If
I'm
it's an
trying to
18 rifle,
with like the max like 600 yards, I don't think
I'll let Jason take it over.
So again, just what we said, when you're building your own rifle, do not cheap out on what you're doing. Okay, first of all, I know that you say you're only going to, I might shoot 300 yards, I might shoot that, but why limit yourself if you're going to build a 16-inch? I'm just going to say this right now. When you start talking precision, you need a longer length barrel. That's just what it is. And if you say that you want to do it, if you say anything Mark Wahlberg, Lone Survivor, then period, it should be an 18-inch barrel because that's what you're looking for. That's what they use. The Mark 12 is an 18-inch barrel system. One in, Jamil, I think it's, what is it, 1 in 8 twist? 1 in 9?
It should be 1x7 so it can do the heavier grains.
All right, 1 in 7, yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry, I was floating on the questions.
On the Mark 12.
Mark 12s? The Mark 12s, I think we're 1 in 7.
1 in 7. So, but you're getting the extra muzzle velocity because of the barrel length.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's a little more maneuverable than a 20. The 20 is I'll tell you, 20 is the shit. It's just, again, depending on your technique and me being a small guy, it's a little long. That's all.
So classic SO or MOP for the Mark 12 is Knight's Armament upper or op.
Yeah, that's like $1,200. That and like the PRI.
Understand that. $1,200, but the company that's budget friendly that makes the closest to a clone correct one is BCM. BCM makes the closest one that's budget friendly and the closest rendition to a full clone correct Mark 12. Okay, so when you're talking about that, I think you need more dwell time. I think you need a longer barrel for accuracy and velocity. Not only that, you won't see instability with different great bullet grains. It doesn't matter, 62, 55, 77 grain, whatever. Doesn't matter. If this if
is this making it sound like I should just buy those uppers instead of build one? I should just buy like this standard 16-inch, so I have one, and then just buy like a legit made for precision accuracy barrel.
No,
like you said, don't cheap out.
You can build one. You can get an arrow upper and get a Roscoe 18-inch barrel and then do whatever you want to do. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying, for what you have in your head and what you're thinking about buying are two different things. That's what I'm just trying to say. Do not limit yourself in the capability of your rifle if you're going to build this. Even if you buy an already completed upper, you're still building it yourself. It's still a Franken gun, no matter how you do it. So
okay, so with the 18, that's the thing. I still want to reach out, but still be a little bit maneuverable. Like that extra 2 inches.
Held a Mark 12 in your
hand?
Have you held a Mark 12 in your hand?
Not an exact one, but of sorts.
Okay, so it's still maneuverable. The only reason why a Mark 12 is not truly like as small as even like obviously because it's a CQBR rifle because of the barrel length, but it's because of the classic A2 stock. That's the reason why it is still considered a battle rifle. It's still considered a precision rifle. But it's, to me, man, I really think you should look at it 18. If you are looking for a lone survivor style, build a Mark 12 build. And just go that way and put a variable 1 to 8 scope on it. Call it a day.
I think so. I'll just throw in one last thing. I will say the 16. All right. The only reason why I'll say the 16 is again, I I'm throwing in like not just precision. I'm still throwing in everything. It's a workhorse. You know what I'm saying? It's so I'd say if you can, if you can, a 16-inch mid length is
I feel
good to
like that's
go.
good enough.
Now again,
But I mean,
16-inch it will get you to 0 to 600 relatively easy as far as
that's like all I'm really looking no to do.
the the what comes with again what we're all talking about is the details of that. So as getting you out to that 600, shit, we could end this conversation right now and be like, yo, go buy a BCM upper right now. Them BCM uppers stripped, you know what I'm saying? It may have an A2 front sight. Run it for now. You can get that for 439. You know what I'm saying? And it'll smoke any. I don't know what your relationship is with mass or anything like that, but for
They
439.
are telling me to hit them up before I buy from them, so I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, but I'm saying like I'm not. I don't really know anything about mass, and I'm not getting in that. You
Well,
know,
they're in
I don't.
Charlotte. They're local.
Okay.
They're down the street. So
Okay. Okay. I see. All right. So I don't want to get into the relationship. Nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm worried about is one of the they always make that cheesy saying that the heart and soul of your rifle are two things: your bolt carrier group and your barrel. You know what I'm saying? Those two things can again as far as the uh, as far as it being a quote unquote mil spec based rifle, those two things you can go above and beyond what the military has. This could be mil spec plus. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like cold hammer forged and all that shit is typically better than what standard GI issue, as you guys know. So I mean, you have an opportunity, especially right now in the quote unquote Trump slump, and
What I'll probably end up doing is just getting a beater 16-inch upper just to have, and I'm gonna probably take time and really detail pick out the SPR
that's the
upper.
most.
I'm gonna get one, but I'm gonna really what do I want because I'm still kind of toying with it so much.
I
But
know.
I just
Just so
want the
you
16 inch so I can have travel a little easier.
Just so you know, this is what I heard this from James Jacob. This is not me. I know whatever your opinions are, but this is the saying. What's the most expensive? You've probably heard me say it. What's the most expensive way to buy a $400 chair?
Yeah, exactly. Now I don't want to make multiple purchases of
So
of
we're
the same.
telling you that there's a very good chance you could buy this once, and all you would have to do is change. But you could have literally multiple optics for it.
Thank
So you
you.
could already have it zeroed. Just all you got to do is mark your your whatever T mark it is, have everything set up, make sure you have a good mount, and it'll return to zero when you switch over to that and be
Thank,
done.
thank you. Bill, that was the
So
best thing I've ever said. How many ways are you gonna do to buy a $400 chair?
you buy a $100 chair and find out that you should have bought a $200 chair, and
Right?
then said that you should have bought a $300 chair, and then you wind up on a $400 chair, which is the chair that you should have gotten the first time. That is
I'm not gonna lie though. After owning this pistol, having a 60, every time I hold a 16 inch, they just seem long for no reason.
it's gonna be
This is
that's what I'm saying. Like an
this is
18
like
inch
perfect.
is that will alter your life as far as oh shit.
I mean,
Let me
this 11.5 has altered my life.
give me let me show you. I'm how tall are you guys?
I'm
Five
six
nine.
5'9". How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3". I'm
Yep.
5'7". Let me show you what a 20-inch rifle looks on a 5'7" person. All right, give me one
Hey
second.
man, I'm shorter than you. I know how it is. I used to carry one.
Uh, and T, it'll be even smaller if you throw a law folder on that pistol.
I mean, it's long because I got the blast can on it.
No, I'm talking about a law folder. Throw a law folder on that thing. So you can pack it in a bag.
I saw the price point of those. I was like, fuck.
But they work, and they're a dream.
Like, can I find like the Palmetto State version of a law folder?
Thing. There's this other company that makes one, but they don't have any reviews on it, and it's chunkier. It's way chunkier. But law folder, man, it's that reason it's the price for a reason, and they've got the market on lock with it. And until somebody makes
I
up one,
would like to have a backpack AR though. That'd be nice.
go buy a law folder, and there you go. You got your pistols and backpack.
Someone put in this van quest.
Well, there you go. Throw a law tactical folder on your pistol. Call it a day.
I don't know. I probably have to get like a shorter upper because I don't think this 11.5 is in my bag.
You can fit it folded in there. Trust me. You can
I mean, look at that. Like the thing's already sticking out, and it hasn't even reached the back of the.
Not on that one, but I know in a Vertex commuter, you can fit it in there. In a 511, what is it called? The 18-hour bag, you can fit it in there.
Little ass dude, Jamil. But I probably get like a 7.5 upper for a pistol. Then a folder.
Don't do that. So like as you can see,
bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And that's a 20-inch. Yeah. That's not bad.
So I mean, it's just it's one of those things where I don't know, man.
And Jay, if you do like a Night Force 4 power on there, you could tap 1,000 yards easy. Well, not easy, but
that's the thing. Like again, sitting here answering questions about products, like I'm getting questions on like apparently the Night Force 1 to 8, whatever the most recent one. I've been getting a lot of questions about that goddamn thing. And,
yeah, it's also Night Force money.
Yeah, I'm like fuck, man. Yeah, the one I was looking at was like 2,300, something like that.
God damn.
Yeah, 2,300. Yeah. But
see, I think you should go long and just save up and just don't be impatient on your buy. You already have a rifle and many other pistols. Just do a solid build and do it right, man. I really do, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna buy that 16 and be like, damn, I really should have got something that was a little bit longer so I could stretch it out for the capability. And then we're gonna sit here in silence and just look at you, and that's it.
Let me tell you something though. This is the funniest thing. You know what my favorite rifle to shoot is?
What?
The one I'm holding.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's my favorite rifle.
Yeah, you probably like that little spronging feel, don't you?
No, man. It's more so like it's just a joy to shoot. It's heavy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not exactly in shape, but this is my favorite rifle to shoot. It is very easy to shoot. As far as.
Well, next week we'll talk about mag couplers and how dangerous they are. Yes.
There's a new channel I just subscribed to. A guy who's running. It used to be a really big thing, the Ready Mag thing. I guess it's still running in like tactical teams and shit like that.
Yeah.
But the Ready Mag.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of people are still. Or there's one guy, brother. I think he's law enforcement, who's got a really crazy collection of shit. I recently subscribed to him like this week, and like he's got like his truck gun, his PDW is a full auto lower. I don't know if it's a issue setup, but like I'll send that shit to you guys. But
T, we got any more questions? That?
No, but I should make this illegal SBR real quick.
Don't do that.
Run.
I'm not gonna do it on camera. At least.
Well, you just did.
No.
Just so you know, it's already constructive possession.
You're gonna get fucking swatted that way, okay? Don't
run, man. Just run. Where were you? I was not on YouTube. So, but guys, I got to run and get ready for tomorrow. But we got to do this next week. And I'm sorry about the technical difficulties.
Fix that shit.
I'm gonna make my legal SBR on camera.
All right. I'll pick up a new mic. I guess it's time.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good evening.